Hey everybody, welcome back to Conscientious Omnivore. My name is Pal. Today I'm going to hopefully be getting some apple seeds that will eventually grow into a tree or multiple trees. So I've went out and my wife and I went shopping and we bought some organic golden apples. And these are grown here in Hungary, so I'm hoping that they should do well for us as well. I'm going to take out some seeds and basically there's two different methods that I'm going to try. I've seen different, people recommend different things, and I've seen some people say that you need to do the cold stratification, so they have to go into dormancy before they will sprout. So I'm going to try kind of two methods, because there was another video that I saw where the person said you don't need to do it, and they will sprout just fine the way they are. So what I will do is I'm going to follow kind of the advice from James Prigioni, where he does recommend either putting them directly into the ground in the fall. Now, I've already missed that window of opportunity. It's pretty much middle of winter here. So I'm going to actually do the refrigerator method. I'm going to let these air dry for a couple days and then put them in the refrigerator. I'll show you that in a subsequent step. But I'm also going to try another method, which I found from a different video, which I will link both actually down below, where they basically just take the seeds out and just check for the good ones by putting them in a bowl of water. I'm going to show you in a second. The good ones should sink to the bottom, and we're going to take those and I'll show you the next step. So let me get some seeds out and then I'll show you what to do. Okay, so I've got all the seeds out, and I just want to say, like, man, this thing smells great. Like, I love apples in general. We eat them kind of year-round, but nice to get some organic ones and local to boot. So, yeah, anyway, here are the seeds. I've already got a couple here in the water. You can see that they drop right to the bottom, which is great. Let's check these other ones and see if they float. It looks like they all went down, which is great. Which means they should all be viable. Yep, every one of them. Cool. So apparently, though, if they were not to sink, if they floated, those would be kind of like, not mature seeds, and they likely wouldn't germinate. So what we will do is actually... I'm going to take a few out, because I think in James' video he doesn't even do this step. So I'm going to take a few out. I'm just going to set them to the side and let them air cool. The other ones I'm going to leave in here for about 3-4 hours, and then I'm going to take them out and show you the next step. Okay, so I misspoke in the previous video. I actually soaked these for 8 to 10 hours. I think it's been just about 9 or so hours now. So you're supposed to do it for about 8 to 10 hours. I think I said 3 to 4. But anyway, taken out a few of them already. And I tried to just chip off using my nail, just a little tip. I don't know how in focus that is. Probably not at all. There we go. Just a tiny, tiny little bit of the tip I chipped off. I'm going to do that for all of these. These are the ones that I've been air drying. So these I'm going to just leave out for another couple days. And then what I will do is the same kind of method as this, except the difference being that I'm going to put those in the fridge. So now I'm going to take the rest of these seeds out, nip the buds off, put them on this paper towel, dampen it, and put it in a plastic bag, and then set it to the side. So again, this should hopefully sprout pretty quick. If it works, great. No need for the cold stratification. If it doesn't, then that method should work. Or, if this doesn't work, again, I can probably put these in the fridge as well the way they are, and hopefully no harm, no foul. And if that doesn't work, then I can still just, get another apple and get more seeds, and we'll try again. So hopefully this works. I'll check back in a few days. Okay guys, it's been only 2 days, and I am really happy with these apple seeds. Check that one out. Trying to get it so it's in focus, but there is a tiny little shoot coming out of this one. It has sprouted already, so you can see it right there. I'm pretty amazed. So no cold stratification, no nothing, simply just soak them for about, I don't know, I think it was like around 8 or 9 hours. And then, in the damp paper towel for, 2 days. And we already got one that sprouted. I think the other ones look like they're fine too. This one up here hasn't really sprouted yet, but I think I can see the tip coming out. So it's definitely working, and I'm going to cover this back. Just let it sit the way it was. and put it back in the bag. And then here are the ones that I've dried. So it's been like, 2.5 days now since we took it out of the apple. I'm going to put these in the damp paper towel and then put them in a Tupperware, just in the fridge, not in the freezer, just the fridge. And we're going to let those go, and I'm curious to see how those do as well. But this is really awesome. So I'm going to let this go for another couple of days. I'll check back in and potentially be planting whatever sprouted. So here I've got the seeds. They're just in a little plastic container, and I've moistened the towel. Here I've done 2 folds just to make it have a little bit more kind of napkin around it. And then I'm going to fold this down, put a little more water, put the lid on, and just put this in the fridge. Alright guys, another 2 days have gone by, and I am super happy to show you this. Check out these apple seeds. Look at that. 4 of them have sprouted. This one actually has a really decent sized root on it already. So I'm actually going to plant these. I'm not going to wait much longer, because in the video that I mentioned earlier from James Prigioni, he said that they really don't like it if you mess with the taproot. So you kind of just want to get these in the ground, and I'm going to put them in relatively big pots here, so that hopefully they're going to be as disturbed as little as possible when I actually plant them in the garden later on in the spring. So I think I'm really happy with these. I got 4 pots here, and then this guy, it's possible he might still sprout later, so I'm just going to leave him in the paper. I haven't given up on him yet, and just leave him there. But for the other ones, I just made a tiny little hole kind of in the middle of each pot. I'm going to drop it in, and then just cover it back with just a tiny bit of dirt, and that's it. And I'll show you some updates as they hopefully start coming out and showing some leaves and stuff, and then that'll be the next update. Alright, so you can see I've just put them all with the little sprout, the root side going down. So you can see just barely, put them in to a little tiny hole. I don't want to bury them deep. And this one had the really big sprout. So, I put them all facing down, and then I'm just going to cover them lightly with a little bit of dirt like this. And I will keep this soil moist, just to make sure they don't dry out at this kind of critical stage. I'm going to do really fine misting watering. So I'm going to use our little spray bottle. I'm not going to just pour water on here until they're a lot bigger and more kind of established, because I don't want to, basically damage the seed, or more accurately, I think just like flipping it around at this point or something by mistake with just like a big deluge of water. So that's it. I'll show you guys when these start actually coming out and putting out some shoots or leaves. Alright guys, so another couple days have gone by, and the apples are pretty much coming out. So you can see that one's doing really nice. Got another one here that's doing really nice. This is like the remnant of the seed itself, and then I imagine that it's going to just basically fall off and the leaves are going to come kind of right out of there. So hopefully that is the case, and this guy's just about to come out too, so you can see that one's doing well, and this little guy too is doing fine. So they're all coming out. Just wanted to share that, and then I'll show them to you in the next phase. Sorry for the cramped view here, but I just wanted to show the apple seedlings as they're going. So you can see them growing fairly well. They've all come out now, and the leaves are just about to throw off the last little remnants of the seed shell there. So they're all doing really well, I think, and hopefully they'll be looking pretty nice in a couple of days. This one's looking a little bit leaning, but it's all right. So just wanted to quickly show that, and I'll show it again in another day or two. Alright guys, so I actually brought them over to another room because I'm worried about how tall they have gotten. I think that's a sign that they're not getting enough sunlight, and so they're reaching up, and I think they're way too tall, and you can see they're really white too, the stems. So this one, you can see the leaves are out and the little seed has fallen down, so that's a good thing. But I'm hoping these can still be okay, but this is really not looking too good, I think. So luckily I do have some other seeds that are still sprouting too, and I'm going to plant those, and I'm going to try to just put them right away next to a window like this. So I'll show the next progress. Okay, at least this apple seedling looks to be doing fairly well. Got some nice leaves on there, and starting to kind of get a little less pale on the stem as well, so that's good. This one has opened up as well, and got some additional growth there between the little leaves. It's hard to get in focus, but still really tall. A little bit concerned, but hey, whatever, maybe they'll pull through. And these guys are doing okay as well, but again, just really lanky, so we'll see what happens. Some continued nice growth here. You can see that the white stem is getting a little bit more green, so I'm really happy to see that. Definitely some new growth there coming out in the middle, so that's good. This one's looking better as well, with again some new growth there. I'm hoping that these are going to be okay after all. And yeah, these two, I don't know, they still seem pretty lanky, but who knows? We'll see. Alright, so another couple days have gone by. You can really see the seedlings are starting to look a lot more healthy now, I think. You know, this stem has definitely gotten a lot less pale and white, and the leaves are opening up nicely now and looking a lot better. This one's looking better too. It's got a couple more leaves growing there at the top. I do think they are still kind of lanky. Maybe that first one is probably the nicest one so far. This one's also kind of turning nice and green too, so I just watered these. And yeah, so far so good. This one still has the little remnant of the seed here, but who knows. So anyway, I just wanted to show that, and they are still making good progress. I am going to show you guys the seeds in the fridge next. Alright guys, so the clip you just saw and this clip as well is from the same day. It's 19 days after I originally took out the seeds from the apples. And I just wanted to show you that this method is working as well. At first I thought we didn't see any growth yet, but when you actually check, these two seeds don't look like they have anything going on. But this one down here, you can actually see a little bit of the sprout going there. I just don't want to disturb it too much, but you can see the little white part there. And it's definitely working. So, you know, I'll plant these as well. Looks like this method works great too. And, you know, I just really want to kind of sum up this video by just saying that, you know, I have a theory as to why both of these, you know, methods may have worked. One is that, as I mentioned in James Brigione's video, he says that the apples need the stratification. In the other video, which I got from the channel called Online Friend, I'll link both of these videos in the description if anybody wants to watch the ones that I watched. And I do recommend that. In that one, you know, the person makes the claim that they don't need to have the cold stratification. I have a theory that it's because we're buying like supermarket apples, they've probably already been chilled. So, you know, right now it's like mid-January basically when, you know, we're buying this fruit. I don't know if without some kind of you know, cool storage, whether or not those apples would have gone bad by now. I suspect they would have. So what I think may be happening is that they've already been sort of cold stratified in the supermarket or in whatever storage they've been kept in. Okay, sorry about that. I got cut off. So yeah, just to sum up, I think, you know, that's what's happening. It's certainly plausible, at least in my mind. And either way, I suggest that you give this a shot yourself and give it a try. I think, you know, it's a great thing to experiment with. Teach your kids about kind of, you know, where their food comes from. It's really fun. My kids had a blast seeing the little sprouts come out. I'm sure they're going to have a good time when we go and plant this in the spring, you know, out in the garden. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you give it a shot. If you do, let me know how it turns out for you and whether or not, you know, you did the cold stratification or just the simple method that I showed you. And yeah, good luck to everybody who's going to give it a shot. And just want to say thank you to everybody who subscribed already. I've got a bunch of new people subscribed. So really appreciate that. Thanks for the support, everybody. And hope to see you in the next one. So thanks a lot and have a great one. Bye.